Every couple of years I get questions about the black belt, and I had a couple here in comments I'd like to read because a lot of you probably have the same question. Jason D. writes, I think that the frayed black belts out there really look fake, disingenuous. What is your opinion? A frayed black belt looks disrespectful, sloppy, and purely ego-driven. My sensei had his for over 30 years and never washed it. It faded but was never sloppy. I once watched a friend of mine take steel wool to his black belt to make it appear distressed, and he was like a master. Why do people do this? Aren't practitioners supposed to check their ego the more they train? Warbringer 50 comments, lots of would-be masters out there to project their coolness on what just holds their pants up. In fact, since this is a sign a person has been a black belt for many years, some people take their black belt and wash it frequently. Maybe even loads of laundry to try to age it. Some even take razor blades to make small cuts in the edges to make it look old and worn out. Egomania is highly likely in all sports. Why not the man be his rank? Good question. Underhook 33, how many black belts do you have, Sensei Norcross? What is your oldest black belt? Is it white yet? The older guys that have been around in their 50s and 60s like me, we just shake our head at this. You see it not too often, but the frayed black belt, the guys that walk around with these dirty old belts that turn white, many of them wash that belt. They want to look like they've been around for 80 years. Some of us, we were talking about this with a couple of friends of mine who own martial arts schools. These are people in their 50s and 60s that see 30-year-olds with a frayed white black belt. Clearly, I have seen over the years dozens, literally dozens of people put their black belts in the wash to make it look older and older. And it's a really sad thing. I've seen people take sandpaper to their black belt. I've seen people hang it out in the weather, like for the winter, to make it fade. Of course, depending on the material of your black belt, if it's a cotton or a silk, it'll wear out a lot quicker. Here are just some of my black belts here, and you can see that they're all still black. Many are faded. There's one with a 6th degree, 5th degree, 3rd degree. They're all black still. Why? Because I don't wash my belt. You're not supposed to in tradition. All my teachers said don't wash your belt. There's no need to. And I don't distress it to make myself look cooler. That's true what, I forget the gentleman's name was. Your name should be your rank. They think that wearing this thing around your waist, if it looks frayed, that you're going to be more respected, or you're going to look cooler, or you're going to look like more of a master, when it actually makes you pretty much look sloppy. My senior teachers, who are now in their 70s and 80s, have regular black belts. They're not distressed. They don't wash them. They don't sit there and scratch them. I've seen people rub their belt with their fingers. This is something you go through, and I remember, I'm not kidding, I haven't worn a black belt at all in class unless I'm using weapons since about 2006, 2007. I just don't wear a black belt because it promotes your ego. It keeps you locked into that world of, I'm better than you, when ultimately this does not defend you in fights. It can't save your life in a gun or knife fight, and it has nothing to do with who you are as a person. So black belts are fine for holding your pants up. Yes, it's a good thing to earn, but you can't distress a belt, especially on the inside where there's no wear and tear. If it's covered, if it's tied, and it's doubled like this, there's no way this is going to ever fray and wear into a white belt. It just doesn't happen. But a lot of people out there will lie about it and say, oh, my black belt is white because I've been training on the ground for 65 years and I've scratched it against trees and mountains, and when I fought those 10 guys over there and one in that gang fight, I was wearing my black belt, and I fought those 2 dragons over there, and look how cool I am because my belt is now white. Come on, you guys, we're not idiots. Now, I don't care what type of belt someone wears because it has nothing to do with their skill level, and it has nothing to do with who they are as a person. I've seen people in brand new red belts that have better morals and ethics than some people I've seen with a frayed black to white belt. You can wear whatever you want, but often people will shake their head and laugh at you behind your back because you're trying to look like a master when you're like 35, 40 years old. Martial arts cannot be fully mastered. You cannot fully learn everything there is about this subject if you're honest with yourself. We will be dead before we completely understand our art if we look deep enough. The spiral of learning never stops. And if you think your students are going to respect you, if you think you're going to have a full-time school because of the color or the wearing of your belt or how your gi looks, it has nothing to do with it. There's no need to fray your belt. There's no need to wash it. There's no need to make it look distressed. And you can buy black belts that are pre-distressed from certain companies because they're happy to take your money. Please listen to me. The martial arts, just like any sport or any activity, is full of ego-driven egomaniacs that like to use power over other people. Maybe because of a messed up childhood or something, or because they want money, again, power, fame. All those things are as temporary as a piece of black cloth around your waist. Whether you're a brand new white belt or a 10th degree black belt, the respect from other people comes from who you are, the person that you are, the character that you carry around, how you treat other people, how you respect your martial art, and how the inside of the heart and mind are compared to the outside frivolousness of what you wear. I'm sure many of you can comment below on how many stories you've heard about these fake black belts or these people that try to look like they're masters when they're 30 years old. But the whole point of this is don't worry about your rank or your belt. Just get to your dojo and practice over and over again, year after year, decade after decade, and have fun with the practice of martial arts instead of worrying about ego and what people think. You'll be more respected because you didn't quit and you stuck with it, rather than how distressed this thing looks. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great day and good training to you. Bye-bye.